Hey guys, I'm Chronic Gamer and I welcome you to another episode of Chronic Jumping, the show where I try to give you some handy little tips and tricks as to how you can get through the GW2 jumping puzzles just a little bit easier. Today's jumping puzzle will be the skipping stones one on the new island, the South Sun Cove, that came with the Lost Shores content patch. There you want to go to the Lion Point waypoint, and from there on just walk right around this mountainside until you get to about here. Now I'm going to show you the entire way, but I'll be speeding this up, so see you in a second. And here we are at the beginning of the jumping puzzle. Now these geysers, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because I'm gonna be using that word a lot in this video, will propel these stones, as you see here, into the air, and after a while they assemble these nice little platforms. They will disassemble behind you, but you have just enough time to take a second on each platform and kind of aim for the next one and maybe let the mist dissipate a bit so you can see the platforms just a little bit better. On the last one, take a jump to the right on this little rock ledge and go a step to the right here as well so you can get on top of the next platform. Otherwise, if you just go from the left, you would fall down, just jump against the side of the platform and fall down. Here you have another way. Instead of using the three geysers, the three stone platforms back there, you could just turn around and use another way. You want to jump right here. It's kind of hard, but you might want to do this. And around here. And then you're exactly at the same point, just another way if you're more comfortable with that instead of the geysers. Now, let's get over the mountain and to the next row of geysers. And here you want to ignore the first two. At least that's a bit easier in my opinion, and just go for the third one right away. You might not be able to see the third platform right away, or I am right now, but you can just skip the first two. It's a bit easier in my opinion. You have to kind of hit the edge of the geyser at the one I've shown you there. The third one from here, I think. And at this point on the side of this geyser, you can take your time and wait for the next row to go off again. Just concentrate a bit. Here we go. In my opinion, they disassemble a bit quicker, so you'll have to be a bit quicker as well. But still, you can take just a second on each platform to kind of aim at the next one and wait for the mist to dissipate. And that's pretty much all that is any tricky in this particular jumping puzzle. Now you can just take your time, take a deep breath in before every last jump, and climb up this kind of rock construct, mountain structure, whatever it is. At this point, at the first time around I went in here, I was a bit disoriented because I had no idea where to go exactly. But you see the glow back there, that's always a strong indicator that something worthwhile is back there. Now here, don't jump into this hole there, otherwise you'll at the beginning of the jumping puzzle, and that's not preferable. And be careful here at this one. You can walk over it, but these small, very, very narrow parts, I just really like to take a jump there just to be safe. Otherwise you might just slide down the side, and well, you can avoid it with a little jump, always a bit helpful. Now you might have noticed that having a bit of problems here. You might have noticed that I'm using the Signet of Shadows, and yes, that of course gives me a little advantage with the speed buff, but either way I've done it without it as well. So if you don't have a speed buff, it shouldn't be any problem. Here you can, if you don't have a speed buff, aim for the little ledge down there, otherwise you can just jump over it pretty safely, and then we're already at the end of the jumping puzzle. As always, the chest is already open because I went in here a few times to kind of figure out everything and find the tips and tricks I can give you. Excuse me. And the end is kind of disappointing for me because there's no real safe way out of here for me, because my char is not level 80. And you could go across this little shipwreck and or just fall down. Okay, I survived that one, but you see this little bridge built by the two shipwrecks. You could walk across there and get a bit more a safe way to get out, but I would have just died anyway because of these fucking level 80 monsters that want to kill me. So before we end on a dead Azura, I think we end this video. See ya, my name has been Chronic Gamer. I'll see you next time.